This is Lola Lee T. Hi everyone, welcome to 90 Day Fiancé Season 5, Episode 10, Recap and Review. So during Kim and Usman's time together, Usman could not bring himself to have sex with Kim or barely bring himself to sleep in the same bed with her. But on tonight's episode, Kim got lucky. And how did she coerce him or persuade him? Well, the laptop and the PS5 didn't work. So Kim basically gave Usman an ultimatum the very next morning. She said if something didn't happen on this trip, that she didn't want to be his potential anymore. She was going to head back to the United States and she would cut off all contact with him. I think Usman, fearing that possibility, he then agreed to be intimate with this lady. He agreed it would happen that night. What she said to him, I think, scared him. So he agreed that it would happen that night. And Kim was so grateful at the chance that he was finally seeing her as his girlfriend instead of a potential, that she took whatever he was willing to give her. But I do have to wonder, did Usman give in to Kim because he cared about her? Or was it more about the money, the gifts, using this storyline to advance his career? I've got to ask it because I know you guys are thinking that too. So Hamza is now starting to believe that he and Memphis rushed into their relationship. Why? Well, his fiancée wants to get married now. She wants to get married on this trip. And it was their first meeting ever. And on this trip, they fought quite a bit. Lots of stuff was revealed. He lied about his age. She demanded a prenup. She also called him immature. So he thought, well, if I'm that immature, then why are we getting married now? Why couldn't we just slow things down? I mean, remember, there is the language barrier. So many things get lost in translation, and some of the things just come off sounding so harsh. And of course, yes, they are still using a translator app just to communicate. And Hamza saw things in Memphis that he didn't like, and he thinks that they shouldn't rush into getting married. I think that is actually a very wise decision. And I mean, like, there was no need to rush into things when they've only known each other for a year and they just met, right? And Memphis even said that the sexy time was too quick for her. Hamza seemed really distressed in this episode, and he confided in his mom about his doubts. And his mom agrees that if there are concerns, that he shouldn't ignore them. And now was a time for him to say something to Memphis. She told him that they should sit down and be completely honest, have an honest conversation before they get married. His mother is very wise. Well, when Hamza tried to talk to Memphis about this, Memphis didn't take it very well. Hamza told her that he wanted to slow things down. Ximena began acting distant the very moment Mike flew back to New York, and it didn't help that he was still paying her bills. His family thought that maybe she was using him, and they thought Ximena was never going to marry him. They all believed she was just using Mike and that he didn't know better because he has never had an adult relationship. He has no understanding of what it takes to make a relationship work. much less sustaining one with Ximena. And they felt that maybe Ximena was abusing that. And I mean, like, Ximena does not seem interested in Mike at all. In fact, she seems quite disgusted by him. We all know Mike is a volunteer firefighter living with both his dad and grandfather, and he thought that possibly Ximena would help him in taking care of them. He also didn't realize it was a warning sign that she began cooling off when he returned home. But by then, she had already gotten him to propose, and he even said he was going to bring her back to the United States. But why is Ximena so distant and distracted? Was she mad because he wasn't going to pay for her breast augmentation surgery? He did say no because he thought she was beautiful just the way she is. And don't forget, she also wanted liposuction, and again, he turned that down. I think that Mike is too busy saving for things to support his family and not thinking about paying for foolishness. Mike flew down to Colombia to see Ximena, and she was distant and cold with him. She acted so disgusted by him. They got off to a really rocky start because she didn't meet him at the airport, so he had to take a taxi to her place. And Mike stepped in dog crap. It got all over her carpet when he first came in. And you could just see how grossed out she was. And Ximena basically told Mike that she didn't really want to see him and that it was his idea to fly down there to see her. And she felt like it was kind of just sprung on her, sort of like someone showing up at your house uninvited. And the whole time, Ximena acted like she was disgusted by him. It was just her body language. She was even telling friends in front of him that she didn't want to see him. And I mean, she basically told Mike that she wasn't going to give him love until she got her surgeries. I really feel that if there was ever love in this relationship, I think it's gone now. And I told you guys in another video that there is a rumor that Ximena has moved on. She has a new boyfriend. John Yates broke the story. This is the new boyfriend. And also, Ximena has covered up her Mike tattoo. So I think they are done, allegedly. Well, we finally got to see Mahogany. I guess it's really Mahogany. I guess Mahogany is real. Her photos were heavily photoshopped and filtered. because the real woman looked nothing like her photos, and Ben didn't seem to care. He was just so happy to finally meet her in person. He said he came to love Mahogany on an emotional and spiritual level, so her looks weren't very important to him. They started talking, there was a language barrier. They still talked, and it wasn't as good as it was before. Ben felt he was more committed, and she was not. Notice when Ben said, "I love you," she didn't say it back. She also had the nerve to say that Ben was not as muscular as his pictures. Okay, she said that to him while she showed up looking like a completely different person, and she didn't even address it. And I'm not gonna lie, I was confused, and some fans are even accusing TLC of hiring a lookalike actress to play Mahogany for the show. Well, I don't know if I believe that, but I will say that Mahogany did not seem to be into Ben. I thought that Gino and Jasmin were definitely over because he sent her nude pictures to his ex because he claimed that he wanted to show her off, and she had to tell him that that was a huge violation of trust. Jasmin had to tell him that that was wrong and that he betrayed her trust. Can you imagine that she had to explain that to him? He didn't think he did anything wrong. And Jasmin clarified that she sent him her nudes with the understanding that nobody else would see them. The nudes were just for him. And she thought that Gino was a sweet, hardworking man who would never betray her. Jasmin was so hurt and she was so pissed. The funniest scene was Jasmin snatching Gino's hat off his head and then him reaching into his backpack and getting the replacement cap. That was Jasmin's revenge. And as we all saw, he was mostly bald except for a small patch of hair at the back of his head. It was literally at the bottom of his head, the hair. Besides that, Jasmin also found out that Gino uses sugar baby sites, and that really disgusted her more than anything else. And she did say that she would never take him back, but that was a lie. Jasmin ended up forgiving him because she loves him so much. Johnny and his girlfriend Ella have been talking online for months now, and they couldn't wait to see each other. Only he was afraid about coming to the United States because he was afraid of the you-know-what. The original plan was for him to quarantine in Dubai before he came to the United States. He told her he was unsure of the plan, so Ella took it upon herself to book her own tickets to Dubai. She told Johnny about it afterwards. So it's a wait and see if the money that she spent was worth it. And Ella is very frustrated with Johnny, and she told him that if he doesn't meet her in person in Dubai, that she's going to see other people. And I'm really frustrated with their storyline because I actually find it so boring. I am really bored by Ella and Johnny. So what are your thoughts, guys? Let me know in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and go follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Just search for Lola Lee T. I love you guys. Bye.